Welcome back to Housewives Nightcap. We are so excited to welcome the OG of the NYC.
Welcome to me. Hi, girls.
Jill, we are so excited to have you on this week. And we have to do a lot of catching up with you because you haven't been on our TV in a hot minute. So give us an elevator pitch on what's going on with your life.
Well, first of all, it depends on when you want a point in time, but everyone knows that Bobby passed away a couple of years ago. So did Ginger shortly after. I think she was waiting for Bobby. Aww. And he brought her up. I know. She was sick and blind and everything, but she waited, she waited. And then she left. But then I have Bossy. I have Bossy now. She's my little Pomeranian and the love of my life. And I have Gary. Who's an amazing guy. It's been 3 yeand it's not like overnight.
Wow, it's been that long.
Over 3 years now, yeah, 2018. And Gary's amazing. And of course, and life has changed so much on the home front because I was living in New York with Bobby. And when Bobby passed, I sold my apartment. I moved into another apartment on the Upper East Side. And then I moved to Florida for the winter. And then this COVID happened and I stayed in Florida. And then Gary came down and Allie came down because of what was going on. And she came with 2 weeks worth of clothes and never left. In fact, she's right here off camera. We built a business. For those of you who don't know, if you've been living under a rock, right? If you're a Bravo fan, for sure. Allie and I started Jill and Allie. What a unique original name. Because we never thought it would be a business, let alone a brand. So Jill and Allie just seemed to fit the bill. And we started making masks by hand, tie-dye masks. And then we got into all kinds of different products. So now it was a year yesterday, our anniversary. So we've donated over 70,000 masks. We have no idea how many. They just keep going out. They come in, anybody who asks, we send out masks. And now we're getting into other businesses like candles, which has been really successful. We have a lot of Bravo sayings on our candle line, including traditional ones like Happy Mother's Day for this weekend.
What is it like working with Allie? What's the dynamic between you and her as business partners?
Is she here? Oh. If she wasn't here, I'd say good days and bad. But since she is here, every day is like a new day. Every day is the best. No, like in any relationship, Allie and I are very much yin and yang. Allie's more the creative. And I say this in any partnership, it's good to have balance. Mm-hmm. So Allison's definitely more creative and I'm more on the financial end running the business. And Allie is the look and feel of the website. I'm more the engine behind the website. And it works. It really does. So.
I remember back in the day, Allison wanted to be like a sex therapist, right? And I admired her for this.
Yeah, that didn't last long. In fact, that was one class she took at Sarah Lawrence. She got a little ahead of herself.
And then I went to Vanderbilt.
But then she switched colleges and she went to Vanderbilt University in Nashville. And then it took a year. Then she graduated, worked for a year, realized working sucks. I'm going back to school.
Yeah.
Right? Working sucks. Let's go back to school. So she went to London and she got a master's at Sotheby's. Very proud of her. And then she got a great job until the pandemic and the whole thing blew up. So she'll be back in our world one day, hopefully as a buyer.
I was about to say, no, you guys have a good thing going. I would not go back into.
No, she doesn't want to work for anyone else. I don't think she would work for anyone else again.
Well, we are so happy for you and so happy for your success and Allie's too, because you guys are killing it. But I do want to rewind just a little bit because in your elevator pitch, you brought up Gary. And last time we heard about Gary, it was you having to set the record straight on if you guys were married or not, which was a couple months ago.
I think it was last week, Andy said, I don't know if he said it to me in tonight's special. Tonight I'm going to be on Watch What Happens Live with good intro with 5 other former housewives. I don't know if it was tonight or if it was a week ago, but Andy said how's your husband or something. And I'm like, not married. I have no desire to get married again. I never say never, maybe I will, but I'm very happy the way we are. I like being the girlfriend.
You like
when you're young, before you have babies, you want to be the wife because you want to have babies. You want to have
right.
children, you want to have stability. You want to have traditions and holidays and all that. But I've been married twice. I have my beautiful daughter. I don't want to say I had it all and my life is over, but I had it all. I had a great, marriage. I'll never be able to recreate that. It'll be different if I ever do. I'm very happy being his girlfriend.
I was about to ask, is it because of Bobby? Because, you know, we know that relation. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't, it's definitely better than it was 3 years ago for me, but yeah.
You know, you mentioned you're going to be on Watch What Happens Live tonight. You are going to be on with some of the housewives. Who are you going to be on with tonight? Do we know?
Gretchen, who hasn't aged one day. She reversed the clock and she's drop dead gorgeous. I mean, she's wearing a dress. Wait till you see tonight. First of all, I was like the poor auntie or whatever. I mean, even getting dressed today, for those of you who don't know, we actually had an interview set up a few days ago, and I had to bail because I got here and I had these two gorgeous young girls here. And I was like in my sweats, like we all are, no makeup on. And I'm like, I can't even do this to the people watching. They'll turn it off if they see how bad. But even today, I can't even get my lighting right. I'm like such a mess, but at least I have hair and makeup on. The girls brought it out tonight. I mean, pandemic, forget it. It looks like they're going to the Oscars.
Oh my God.
Waiting to get dressed up for a year, I bet. So they have the most gorgeous gowns and jewelry and hair and makeup people. You see them behind them, fluffing them as if it's the reunion. And me, I mean, I got my makeup done. I did my own hair, kind of like today. And I put on a blouse, probably like this. These girls, I don't know if I could be a housewife today. They have raised the level on, bringing it to a whole.
But that's why we love.
Yeah. Exactly.
Your legacy me and Lauren always talk about your legacy like lives forever for us, because peak RHONY was you and Bethany in your bed in the Hamptons all day.
You don't even know when she comes out of the closet with a wig on, jail, Bobby. And it was very funny. A little mean, but very funny. It was always a little bit of mean and a lot of funny. So yeah, those were good days though. We had a really good time. And Allie was there.
We all loved Bobby as much as you did. Well, not as much, but but we loved him as viewers. And one of the photos that we saw a couple of years ago when Bobby passed was you and Bethany outside the funeral hugging. What was that moment like for you guys? Were you on speaking terms then?
You know what? I don't want to touch that because I don't want to lie.
Okay. Can you talk about where you guys are now?
Nowhere. Okay. I mean, nowhere. We're nowhere. We don't talk anymore.
You don't talk?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you ever look back on those days and regret leaving the show or want to come back to the show, or?
Both. I think both. I'm definitely one of those people of FOMO, big time. I didn't even know what that word meant. One day, I think Allison said it. I'm like, what does that mean? She goes, what do you mean you don't know what that means? It means fear of missing out. I'm like, oh my God, where has that word been my whole life? That is my life. It could be on my tombstone. This girl was FOMO, but I think I've gotten better at it for sure.
I was about to say, we've talked to past OG housewives and they're like, I'm glad my time on the show has come to an end, but at the same time, like, they're doing some fun stuff.
Seriously. I mean, really. Lies. All lies. I think it's a protective mechanism. I think you go through it like you want to say no, you're happy where you are, then you want to say no, I wish I was back. And the truth is, it's a little bit of both. Sure, of course I miss certain things. And there are a lot of things I don't miss. I don't miss the fighting. I don't miss watching it and hearing someone say something really mean about me.
It hurts your feelings.
Or worse, saying something mean about someone else who just said something nice about me. Or me saying something mean that now I have to defend. I hated it.
Right.
That I hated. What I loved the trips. I loved Morocco. I would have loved Turks and Caicos, but I would not have gone.
So I was about to ask.
Now that you've gotten to know me a little, why do you think I wouldn't have gone on that trip?
Because you wouldn't want to keep up with all of them.
I could never keep up with that. First of all, bathing suits, no way. So I don't know if all the girls are going to be seen in bathing suits. They all worked. And by the way, that probably would have been the best thing that ever happened to me is if I did go on that show, I would have lost 20 pounds, which I put on during COVID, right? I would have gotten my old self back a lot faster. It's going to take us a while.
The bikinis were unbelievable. I mean,
the photo, like everyone, I was like, I don't even look like that. I'm 26. I don't even know what to do.
Well, they really deserve what their compliments because they worked really hard to get in shape for that trip. I can tell you that some of the girls I spoke to told me, you know, they had trainers 4 days a week, starving themselves, all of it, you know, to look good. And by the way, it gave them a good reason to get in shape fast. So I don't think I would have. I mean, I saw Kyle wear this turquoise, a picture of her wearing a turquoise, like 3/4 shirt.
I saw it.
Her matching bag, her hair up. And I'm like, I could never compete with that.
Rumors that you were going to show up mid-week. And Emily and I were like, yes, Jill.
I know. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I kind of fed it. I didn't start it. But I didn't say no. I kind of loved it. I did. I kind of loved the fact that everybody wanted me to be there. I did. How could I not love that?
Jill,
right?
Everyone wanted you to be there. Like I
saw surprise, right? But it wasn't true. It wasn't true. I don't know where it started, and I don't think anybody went, but I could be wrong. I have no idea. I don't think anybody showed up and surprised them. I think they had plenty. They were only there a week, and I think with 7 women, they had plenty.
Only we had you there to stir some stuff up.
Well, because I keep it real.
Because you keep it real, and you always have.
I can't stand the bullshit. I got to keep it real. You know, I can't stand the phoniness. I got that from my mother. We're just not phonies. We're not. Good.
That's why we love you, Jill.
My tagline, good or bad, you know who I am and I own it. That's
I like that.
All my shit.
It's
you know what I really love, and I know what, not really getting into much about the season, it just started, but I will say one thing about and Luann's like my sister, to be honest. I mean,
I didn't know you guys were that close.
I was about to say, are you close?
Yes. And not only that, I bought a place in the Hamptons a block away from her.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We are very close. But I'm so proud of how she owned her shit at the beginning of this episode, because Luann had, if I go back to season 1 and 2, she was hiding a lot of things. Because in fairness, we didn't know what the show was, and she wasn't about to share all her demons or, you know, life challenges with strangers. She was very private, which is, you know, the opposite of being on a reality show, but you don't know that till you go. And all Bethany and Ramona and everybody would do to Luann is beat her up for it. You know, come on, Lou, tell the truth, you know, your marriage isn't good. And then, you know, she does end up getting divorced. You know, you're a liar, you're this, you're that. And the first thing out of the gate this season is she's like, you know what? I tried to not drink and I drank. And you know what? I'm not drinking again. It didn't work for me. I realized I can't, you know, and I was like, what? I was shocked that she shared that and that she was really very, very, very real.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that she really didn't know that her apartment overlooked Tom's apartment?
I think she knew she was in the neighborhood for sure. I mean, that's ridiculous to not know that. I think she rented it really quickly. I have to find out from her. We haven't caught up like in the last 2 weeks, but because this all just aired and I haven't spoken to her since it aired, so I'm going to find out. But I know Lou pretty well. And by the way, did you notice the Jill Zarin rug in her apartment?
Oh, okay.
What a good friend. I'm like here for this. I didn't realize you guys were still so close.
Oh yeah, she had a Jill Zarin rug in her apartment. And did you notice that Ebony said in the back of the car, you know, I kind of know these, I think she said something like, I kind of know these girls. I met Luann at Jill Zarin's charity event. Yeah. So there you go.
No, people want you to come back so bad.
But it's never going to happen. I can never be what you think I am. I can never live up to that. I would only disappoint you. But I don't want to do the interviews. I don't want to do the reunion.
Yeah. It's stressful. You're in a good place in life. You're happy.
I'm really happy, and I don't want to fuck that up.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
There was a chance.
We're busy.
A couple of years ago, I filmed. Yeah, I was so busy. But a couple of years ago, I filmed a big charity event in the city on the show, and I was wearing that orange dress. I don't know if you remember that. Anyway, it was a big scene that they filmed, and Gary was in it.
And yes, I do remember this.
He looked so handsome, and he gave me like a Gucci bag as a gift because I didn't bring a pocketbook. And I called him at the office and said, oh my God, I left my bag. Can you go by the apartment, get me my bag? And he didn't. He bought me, he worked in a building that had a Gucci, and he bought me a Gucci bag. And they filmed the whole thing, and it was very sweet. There was nothing negative, no drama, but Gary's very private. And he didn't want to show off money. He didn't need people seeing what he's giving his girlfriend. He just didn't want it. And he wouldn't sign the release. And they were really not happy. They were counting on it, I think. And I don't think I misled them, but I didn't expect Gary to say, No way, Jose. And I wasn't going to push it.
No, if he's not comfortable.
Right.
He's
And you
not
don't want to mess your
comfortable. I'm not gonna
relationship
push it.
up.
You know, and they're like, you sure we can't talk to him? And I'm like, you can talk to him, but he's not going to do it. So you're wasting his time. So after that, you know, that was it.
Yeah.
If there was ever a time that I would come back a little bit, that was it. And they got a little bit pissed. So it's, everything always works out for a reason.
I mean, you guys are killing it. You, Allie, like, you guys are killing it.
So happy.
And that's all that
You know,
matters.
Game. I'd come back to play tennis with Lou.